right, what's up, America? This is Politics as Usual. I am Jonathan Hollis. With me is my co-host Sean Connor, and behind his head it says breaking news. That's right, and we got some breaking news for you today in Huntington Beach, California. Now, this is in Orange County. We had a big clash today, protesters and counter-protesters. It was some people trying to set up a White Lives Matter meetup. When I feel like White Lives Matter has been pretty explicit since this country was founded. I thought that was pretty self-explanatory. Like all the founding documents kind of say it from top to bottom. So but they felt the need to do a White Lives Matter rally in Huntington Beach anyway. And then things got kind of frisky because counter protesters showed up. They had some White Lives Matter people show up. And then eventually the cops, predictably, deemed it a riot and said everyone had to pretty much leave. But eventually the Black Lives Matter people won and got their space on the pier. Sean, I feel like, I feel like White Lives Matter is kind of self-explanatory. Do you feel that way, or do you feel like, maybe we need to, reiterate it?
I didn't even know White Lives Matter had, I didn't even know there was a www for that.
Right.
I didn't know you could type that in Google and get some searches. I thought it would just reroute you to the Klan.
Yeah, exactly. Well, funny you bring up the Klan. It's actually heavily rumored that the Klan is behind this. Now, this is not just out of left field. The reason why reports of this are coming out, and they're not just testimony from people who were there. Also, the Klan has already organized several rallies in Huntington Beach earlier in the year. I'm sure a lot of people watching are like, oh, isn't this Southern California? Like, I don't know. I feel like most people think of Southern California and they think of, a guy wearing a beanie and he's dressed like a lumberjack, but he's never picked up an axe. And, he's like yelling at the waiter because there's too much gluten in his water. But now all of a sudden it's like, whoa, it looks like SoCal has a little bit of Alabama in it. You know what I mean? I feel like, thinking about my own home state, it is kind of interesting. It's kind of a similar deal. Like Atlanta's very progressive, and then you get further away from it. And I feel like this is like the Clayton County of Southern California right here. I don't know. Is there anything like that? Is a dynamic kind of like that in New Jersey, Sean, where you're from?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I guess with any urban area, on the outskirts of that urban area, it's going to go into the suburbs and then middle class and things like that. And there are definitely areas in New Jersey where it has that old town feel. Still,
and not like Lil Nas X. This is an old town road where
still brick streets and the post office is on Main Street. And on those streets, you can get by during the day pretty good when you look like me. But at night, they're gonna be like, "Hey, what you doing around here, buddy?"
Exactly. And hey, a lot of places in Georgia are like that, and are quite scary, such as Forsyth County. They used to have lynch mobs, and when I say used to have, I mean as recently as the 1990s. So be very careful if you're black in America. Is the moral of the story. But this quote from this article that I was reading about this is just kind of funny to me because one of the leaders of the counter protests, one of the Black Lives Matter people, he said, this was a quote from him. He said, "No Nazis are going to be a reflection of Huntington Beach today." I love how the quote isn't, "Oh, Nazis won't represent us." It's just not today. Like they have that much of a problem with far right people that it's just. Like, okay, like just for this afternoon, we got them to cool it. Like that's what this guy is saying. There are reports that there was a clash. Apparently, no one really got beat up. The article was saying that fists were coming within inches of other people's faces. So maybe they were just shadow boxing. Who knows what it is.
Right, exactly. I didn't touch it.
Right, exactly. Swing first. Those people do this so they don't get sued. Like swing first. Hey, swing first.
Huntington Beach. We've got friends who live in Huntington Park. The only people who ever race press them are the Mexicans. So I don't even know. I guess they was just like, we're going to their area. We're gonna show them how it's done.
Exactly. We'll show you racial hate. Well, it seems like there's a lot of crossfire.
Who wants to? How does racism make it to the beach? I mean, I feel like it's so serene. It was a nice day. Waves coming up on the shore. There's probably funnel cake somewhere.
The funnel cake is probably the real issue. A lot of people talk about how there's a link between, fascism, capitalism, racism. Maybe everyone was just so mad about the funnel cakes being $15 when they're only this big, and they're like, you know what else makes me mad? and then it just spiraled from there. One other detail of the article that I thought was funny.
I can tell that they did plan this out by the beach that they picked. Anyone in California knows Doc Weiler ain't having that shit.
Yeah, right.
And Santa Monica Pier, they'd be like, "What are we doing? We love everybody."
You need to leave, sir.
So Huntington Beach might have been the ideal location for.
Yo, even Klan guys like the beach, you know, need a little sun. But
they showed up early to get a tan, and it was I thought the rally started at 11.
Man, I'm sweating like a motherfucker in these robes. You gotta be shitting me, man. This is some bullshit.
Can we get silk next time?
Right.
It's more breathable.
Exactly. At least microfiber, I mean.
What's the budget going to?
Exactly.
I bet Black Lives Matter doesn't have to deal with
this. They get t-shirts and shorts, man. This is bullshit. I'm joining the right side of history. I can't deal with this heat. But yeah, man, you know, and another detail of the story that cracked me up too is that I read this article that was saying that there were people in in one of those like hotel restaurant type areas who were able to look down from their like rooms and look down from the restaurant onto the riot that was going on beneath them. So there's just a bunch of, you know, heralds and Shaleens just like, oh golly, like as people are like fist fighting and shit.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
They were like, damn, is this the view we paid for?
Like they didn't have this.
A realtor showing a home. And if you look at the wonderful beach, let's just close the window.
These windows close great, and so do the curtains. And you know,
and if you step out onto the balcony,
oh shit!
Fuck you, nigger!
Exactly. He means nagger. A lot of people very easygoing in Huntington Beach, and they don't like, you know, nagging people. So I guess that's what that was. Like, did he just say, I hate all blacks? No, I mean, he means like the
he said
the
knickers.
team.
They hate pants around here. Get your knickers out of here. That's what they're saying.
It's like having to just constantly excuse these like phrases and shit. Like, white lives matter. Like, oh, I got nothing for that one, man. Everyone knows what the fuck that means. Yeah, you know, so, you know, shout out to any Huntington Beach realtors. If you're a realtor in Huntington Beach, I mean, because I was about to add this too, this has been I think the third Klan rally clash incident Huntington Beach has had this year. So if you're a realtor in Huntington Beach, if you are the head of a diversity department in Forsyth County, Georgia, if you are running a Gambling Addicts Anonymous group in New Jersey, you know, I have just a thing for you. Our sponsor, For Freedoms. I'll tell you what you need. You need some of this, and you need it now. You can try to raw dog life and try to, you know, just this is what I'm doing. You know, I'm trying to be sober, and you know, I'm just letting life just beat me up like it's an MMA fight, and I didn't train enough. But that's okay, because, you know, if I ever need it, For Freedoms will always be there for me, and it will always be like $6 a bottle. It's insane.
For Freedoms, for the day you don't make your bed.
Exactly. Who are you kidding? You know that bed's not getting made. Drink some For Freedoms.
Or you could live like me in a hostel, and they'll make your bed for you.
Hey,
that's the only perk. After your roommate throws up on you in the middle of the night, they'll make your bed.
Did that actually happen? Fuck. Well, you know, he might have had too much For Freedom. Enjoy responsibly. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. Yeah, man, you know, yeah, that is that. I mean, just whatever. He was having a Huntington Beach riot in his stomach that night, man. He was fucking going through some shit. I would say this, you know, yeah, it's just interesting to me because I'm not from Southern California, and neither is Sean. So for me personally, just seeing that they have a lot of the same problems that the rest of the country has, where, you know, there's the area is changing, and a lot of people are having trouble adapting to it. And by that I mean they were just kind of intolerant, and then the area changed and they got mad, and they're like, oh, you know, we're losing our country. We feel the need to say white lives matter.
We're being nagged.
Yeah, exactly. By all these that's probably what they do. Like, that's probably why, like, they could evade the police.
Officer, I said, I didn't say.
I said chigger. I hate these, like, little insects that get on my skin. I work for a pest control company. You must understand. Yeah, man. That's what's going on in Huntington Beach. I remember seeing. I think Orange County, California, is trying to shed this image because lately on the internet I've been seeing like visit Orange County, like those little ads. And I feel like like I said, if you work in the ad department for Visit Orange County, get you some 4 freedoms. If you think you don't need it, you need it. It's like drink it or don't, whatever. Like ruin your life. Like 4 freedoms doesn't care. Like I feel like
it's our back-to-back 4 freedoms sponsor.
Exactly.
Also in light skin.
Right, exactly. Are you trying to get a little 50 cent today? Okay, we got the whiskey. And that's the thing about 4 freedoms is that if there was a commercial for 4 freedoms, they wouldn't even say drink responsibly. They know there's no use trying to utter that talking about 4 freedoms.
They'd be like, well, at least you tried.
4 freedoms. At least don't speed when you drink and drive with them. Like, we know what you're gonna use this for. Just try to cool it and don't start with your ex. It's not gonna. Don't bring her up. It's not gonna. Don't even go there.
4 freedoms. Tomorrow might not be better.
Exactly. Seize the day or let it go. Who fucking cares? Hey, sometimes that's what happens. This story is just the details of the story are just so interesting to me. I love this one where they were saying that this one White Lives Matter protester who was screaming in people's faces, the counter protesters basically, not physically, but they got it back in his face, and they ushered him across PCH is what they said. So Pacific Coast Highway, pretty much the whole way down is either 4 lanes or 6 lanes. So
Abbott Costello in the chat, say what up.
Hey, what's up?
CDK ATL, what up?
Yeah, buddy. We better have the whole crew in here. But all we need is Trump Queen. We got all the regulars back. But so I'm sitting here like, okay, they just pushed him back. This is during the day on PCH. So this is heavy. Like, these kind of protesters are so adamant. They pushed him back across 6 lanes of traffic. Like that, like they basically made this guy back up across the highway. So yeah, but if people think Antifa is violent, they might be right, because PCH is and people drive aggressively on there. Like if you try to cross PCH, no one's gonna do that. Like, oh, let me get on the brakes a little bit. Let me pump the brakes. Let me try to cool. Let me go around someone. Like they're just gonna treat you like a deer. Like they're just gonna floor it and keep going to Malibu or whatever. There's no clemency on PCH. Oh man, good. Just another day in Orange County, I gotta say. This is it did not go as planned, this KKK rally. And I mean, do they ever? I feel like, I bet you Klan guys are like, man, these rallies used to be so easy. Like, the cops used to escort us. Like, the cops were,
You know why, man? That's because Black Lives Matter. We let the gays in on our side. And the gays are immaculate at planning. The KKK, they haven't figured it out. They don't want any black people dancing. They don't want any Mexicans cooking tacos. And they don't want gays planning the fucking light show. So you know what? It's going to be a subpar event every time. Only thing that they're focusing on is the sheets.
Yeah, exactly. They just got to get the sheets cleaned and and that must be a pain in SoCal.
They don't even have any catchy chants. It's just, what are we saying this time? White Lives Matter. No, that's too close to theirs.
Exactly.
They already say Lives Matter.
Bro, the Klan, they had all this. They've been around for so long.
Yes, but ours is white.
They don't have any slogans. They don't have any T-shirts. Like, they don't have shit, man. They don't fucking. And all their shit is hack. Everything, the Klan, everything is hacked. They steal the Confederate flag. Okay, that was like 150 years ago. That bit is done. They used the swastika. That's 100 years ago. That shit is definitely done. Like, come out with some new shit. Like, y'all be recycling the same views, the same fucking clothes, the same slogans, the same jokes, the same The
Klan has not evolved since. It's just like, we're spelling Ku Klux Klan wrong, and we like it.
Like now that like wizards and dragons are just funny.
What if the Crips started the Klan? It was just like, yo, no C's, motherfucker.
You better not. Yo, what set you from, buddy?
Then they had a discrepancy over the colors being white or blue. It's gonna be white. It's gonna be blue.
Those blue robes would look nice, though. I'm not gonna lie. That shit would look clean as fuck. I'd be scared for many reasons and confused too. I'd be like, wow, like these guys have some interesting viewpoints.
Who are they oppressing?
Exactly.
The ocean?
Like, damn, bro. Like, I don't know if this is what Nipsey Hussle was thinking, but did they like him? Do they hate
on
him?
The beach with a bunch of blue rolls. They'd be like, Karen, I told you not to put socks in there with the wash. You messed up our sheets.
Now we look like the fucking Ku Blood Clan. You put your fucking tablecloth in with the... Man, but it has to have happened at least once. Yeah, that's probably...
What are we, the Blue Clan group?
I love it.
Are we doing lo-fi music?
Beats and hip-hop to study too. Yeah, man, you know.
Watch our tiny desk.
All right. Yeah, that would be really funny if yeah, man, you know, the Klan just like really tried to modern because yeah, they've been recycling a lot of old material. They haven't really they should at least have like
you go to Klan headquarters, they got iPads. Here at the Klan, we've revitalized our views.
Due to COVID-19, please sign in with your Klan ID and your password.
We no longer say niggers. We say BLM supporters.
Dudes would be calling in. Yeah, right. Exactly. Dudes would be calling in like, man, my password doesn't work. It's like, yeah, it needs to be like a pattern. You need to have like numbers and stuff. It can't just be like, I hate niggers. It has to be like, I hate niggers 1, 2, and then like an exclamation point. You can't. You have to have like 2-factor authentication. So we'll call you on your.
Can you please give us your email? Oh, that's how I hate niggers too.
Exactly. We don't have that in our database, surprisingly. Actually, I really thought we would have that username in there.
I'm sorry, sir. We have a lot of those.
Exactly.
Can you be more specific?
Exactly. Like I left a burnt cross.
Yeah, that's it's at I hate niggers.
Yeah, exactly.
Underscore.
Okay, we found it, sir. Please hold, and then it's like banjo music.
Oh, is this you with a burning cross in your picture?
Yeah, what is your security photo? Is it this photo of Jefferson Davis? Is it the Confederate flag? Is it Oh yeah, and then the security questions would be like, "What's the
your
worst
first concert?" Willie Nelson. I don't even know. He loved black people.
Funny. That'd be funny.
Black people.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, a lot of them are fucking confused. I'm gonna say this.
No. What's your security question? Farrakhan. What?
That'd be funny as fuck. Like, oh, what's the security question? Like, oh, what was your dad's name? Lamont. You're like, was it now? Oh, really? Or like, what's your mother's maiden name? He puts Jackson. They'd be like, uh-huh. What does she look like?
It's Jefferson, but from Thomas.
Exactly. A lot of them think they're slick too. I'll throw this in too. There's a county in Georgia called Jeff Davis County. They thought black people wouldn't catch on that Jeff is Jefferson. It's just called Jeff Davis County. Like we wouldn't know which Jeff Davis it is.
Listen, I grew up on Mammy Lane, all right?
Exactly. Call back.
Me and fucking Buckshot.
Yeah, Buckshot. Dude, he pulled me over on Mammy Lane.
Shout out to Buckshot. You blowing up, man.
Yeah, that's all right, Buckshot.
You blowing up.
Yo, if you're still alive, Buckshot, yo, shout out Buckshot, yo.
If you're still alive, trust me, they're gonna let us know if Buckshot passes.
Oh my God, yes, dude. It's gonna be like when the last World War I veteran passed. Like they'll just be showing them looking wrinkled.
They'll be at Huntington Beach. We lost the last good one. Now they're all nagging.
Exactly.
Nagger's gonna nag. Nigger's gonna nig and nagger's gonna nag. That's the fucking.
That's the whole.
We got Little Nas X.
I thought he was country. He's gay now. What the hell? You can't say in Athens, Georgia, there's a bar called Stonewall on Jackson Street. They think they're slick. Like we wouldn't catch on to the fucking. Yeah, some of those bars in Athens, they got like big old Confederate flags on the wall and all that, man. It's like, man,
it's history. Yo, you don't know something crazy? I do kind of understand that. When I went to school in West Virginia my freshman year in college, And you know, the black ass track athletes, these are niggas who can run. So you know they was dark skinned. All right. But I go into his dorm. He's got a big ass Confederate flag hoisted on his wall, right next to fucking, you know, a picture of Malcolm X. And I'm just like, what kind of conflicted? I know we're in West Virginia, but what kind of confliction is this shit?
Fuck?
And I should have known. I was 19 at the time, and I was in West Virginia. I didn't have a barber. I should have known not to let this nigga cut my hair.
Oh no!
I was woofing. I looked like Jamie Foxx and Two Can Play That Game. When he had those coils. I had a huge fro. This nigga cut my shit. Everybody on the team was like, "You should have just kept the fro, nigga."
He's like, "I'll be looking good. I'm gonna have you looking right."
You look like all you ever grew up to was dubstep.
I mean, he loves that era. He loves the pre-Civil War era so much. He made your hair look like a cotton field. What the fuck? Like, are you kidding me? She's at the bar. Okay, yeah. This is how you know it's racist. The bar's name was General Beauregard. He used to have a Confederate flag on the window. Yeah, it's like, what is the, I don't know, man. It's like, sometimes you just gotta cut your losses. You know, whether you're in the Klan. First of all, if you're in the Klan in California, man, you really got a lot of work ahead of you. This is not gonna be an easy task.
You be mad as hell. How come nobody wants to hate niggers? How come nobody wants to hate niggers with me? I've got my smoothie. I've got my gluten-free nuts.
Exactly. My gluten-free cross that I'm gonna burn. And like, what the fuck?
Don't worry, this is hemp wood. It's great for the environment.
Yeah, so, you know, a lot of people have been asking me, how do we heal internally? Well, first we have to cleanse America before we cleanse our bodies. Now, we need to cleanse, we need to remove toxins, not just from within, but also from America with all these Latinos.
I'll tell you what would have drove the white rallies numbers up. They want to get some numbers in the streams. They were on the beach. All they needed to do was give out a sandwich or two. The homeless would be like, what are we supporting? It's a black homeless guy. What are we supporting? It's a Latino. Hey, home, what are we supporting? White lives? Hey, I'm light skinned.
No negro, no negro.
Fuck a black lie. Exactly. Give me something.
No negro, no
I don't went
negro.
from African to fucking Spanish. Who cares? I'm equal opportunity offended today.
Exactly.
If my job sees this, I don't wear this wave cap to work.
Well, this is his twin brother from the hood. This
exactly.
is Max
This is John Connor.
Exactly. That's right. Hey, man, you know what it is. And if my job sees this, well, y'all won't, because y'all bitches don't have, y'all don't have me on this. Y'all have my Facebook and my Instagram. Well, not my Instagram, but, you know, I don't post a full episode.
They're like, hi, Jonathan, this is HR.
What's with all this KKK?
We heard your banter about White Lives Matter. We'd like you to sign on to this Zoom.
We just want to, please.
Then your boss gets on. Yeah, I know all about it, buddy.
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
I didn't know you were a supporter.
Exactly. Look, finally one of the good ones. Look, some of these, I'm glad someone's telling the truth about these.
I knew you were.
That's really what it is, man. They will seek out those types of people. They love people like Candace Owens. They love people like Herschel Walker. I was actually talking with a friend earlier this week about Herschel Walker. For those of you who don't know, he was a legendary running back for the University of Georgia football team. Played in the NFL briefly. Big time Trump supporter, and so is his family too. And I got me thinking. I was like, what would prompt him?
So is fucking Jim Brown.
Yeah, right. Jim Brown too.
Jim Brown. That's funny to see how through the times your legacy will change. Like in the 60s, Martin Luther King was a radical, and now he's probably one of the most conservative guys.
Right.
And back in the day, Jim Brown was one of our strong black leaders, and now we be like, look at this fucking coon talking about naggers gonna nag.
They'll have like throwback jerseys with Uncle Tom on the back. Like, yeah, it's my Jim Brown jersey right here.
Bagger for a nagger.
Exactly. Do you guys like me yet? That's really what it is. And that's the thing. It's like I
was in a movie with Richard Pryor.
like me. But that's the
hello, my baby. Hello, my honey.
Oh, he's sucking and jiving, but thinking we can't see him. But that's the interesting thing is that to me it seems like, because I've kind of been in the epicenter of like, oh, there's a bunch of people, I went to school in South Georgia, so there's a bunch of people around that might be, anti-Black Lives Matter or anti, Black liberation. So I saw firsthand that sometimes people can, I was like, oh, like I had like an epiphany. I was like, oh, it will be so easy for me to just be like, yeah, I agree with you guys. You're like, luckily I'm quick on my feet and I'm good to be like, oh yeah, both sides can be crazy. Ah ha ha. Like I know how to like diffuse the bomb, but like sometimes I can see how like he probably was just. Oh, if I just agree with all these fucking, white dudes, yeah, these blacks are out of control, then, he can kind of evade having to deal with the repercussions of everything, And real quick, I want to introduce someone to the stream. Now, we're going to shift gears a little bit to our second segment where we are going to talk about common misconceptions Americans might have, like the need to say white lives matter when white lives have always mattered. The need to or
who was the person like not who was the person who was just like hey, you know what, if they matter, let's prove that. Who really felt in their heart, you know what, I don't think they're taking us seriously as white people, like
for real, yeah, like they were like, oh, we no like there's no I was gonna add this too. We have a special guest coming up who's going to discuss this very topic with us, and also misconceptions that Americans might have. A lot of Americans feel like a lot of Americans think that the vaccine might kill people. They think the last election was fake. They think all the news they see is fake. Oh, maybe it is. Let's find out.
They think the police killing naggers is fake.
Yeah, exactly. They think Colin Kaepernick's reason to protest is fake. All this.
They think Colin Kaepernick, period, is fake. He's not even a human.
Exactly.
He's like Dr. Fauci. He's got one of those masks on. Is that his name?
Yeah, he's got Fauci.
Okay,
yeah.
Fauci.
The
Whatever.
White dude. Yeah. The fucking. He reminds me of somebody. I can't think of who it is. He reminds me of he. I feel like he's the in like a movie about racism, he'd be like the one, like not racist old guy who'd be like, yeah, I'm on the inside.
He's Schindler in Schindler's List.
Yeah, exactly. He's a white dude from Django Unchained, like, oh, I can help you out. I'm a German doctor. How funny, yeah, the German was the one, like, that guy had no clue, like, how fucked up Germany was about to get a little bit later on.
Why was this German so good at finding niggers?
I know, right?
He found Django, he found Hildy. This nigga was just like, give me a nigger's name, I'll find it.
Exactly. Hey, same guy. He played the Nazi dude who found all the Jewish people in Django Unchained. I'm pretty. That was also Christoph Waltz, right? And Inglourious Bastards.
Oh yeah.
He can, if you're in a press group, he can locate you instantly in whichever movie he's got the radar.
He's got the smell for it.
Exactly. He's like a bloodhound.
I smell it fresh.
Exactly. He's like, here's some Henny. Hey, find the black people. Like, oh, go boy. You smell something?
Who's that nigga on that nag?
Exactly.
Is he nagging? This is my nigger. He's nagging.
Exactly.
He's nagging with me.
Straight up, man. We're about to be joined by a man by the name of Green Bay 69. Let me make sure this shit shows up for y'all. Our stream's gone black. We're a very pro-black streaming show, but this is a little much. So we'll try to get this stream back online real quick. Bear with us 1 second. We're having technical difficulties.
Still in the window.
You should. Let me see. This worked last time, so let me try this one. There we go. Yeah, what's up, y'all? Joining us right now is Green Bay 69. He is a conspiracy theorist. And he's here.
And fellow black.
Yeah. So if you're a Huntington Beach kind of person, you might want to log off the stream now.
Green Bay 69. Can you hear us? Okay.
Yeah. I'm just trying to make my screen more blacker as possible.
There we go. We're gonna really stick it to Huntington Beach today. I'll tell you that right now.
I gotta make it more black. I can't see any of us. So hold on.
Did you hear anything about the White Lives Matter rally that took place today?
In Hudson Beach?
Yes. In Huntington Beach, apparently the White Lives Matter rally came in and they began what they call a peaceful protest, but all it was just a
Klan rally,
a pep rally for people who hate melanin.
Exactly.
So then, once people who caught on to what they were doing came to try to disrupt this and fight back and give other point of views, then the police called it an unlawful incident.
Right. It was
and then they had to kill clear the streets. So give us your take on these events.
Well, to call it a white Lives Matter rally in Hudson Beach is really doing disservice. I just call that, just a regular day, Hudson.
Yeah.
That's just a Sunday.
It's Orange County, man. What do you expect, dog? It's a fucking.
They go out, out of their nice houses, they leave their maids, and they go down to the beach, and they, say, "I hate N-words," and they pack up the bags once you're done and do it again the next day. So it's just
it's because usually it's like
some people do yoga, some people have coffee in the morning. When you step out onto your terrace in Huntington Beach, you declare your hatred for niggers. Okay, I'll follow.
And so here's the deal, right? And that's the thing. It's like, and I want to shout out our chat real quick. Yellow Wardner says, I need to adjust my contrast. Oh, shout out Yellow Wardner, baby. He subscribed, but he says he needs to adjust his contrast. I'll be honest, man. With me and Green Bay 69 on the same stream, you're gonna have a hell of a time trying to get your screen looking right, man. We got overexposed, underexposed. We got
me trying to meet in the middle.
Exactly. Like, okay, if you really, if can we compromise? If you hate blacks, and then zoom in on me. If you hate black people, then you just see if this is like how the royal family hated Meghan Markle. It's like, man, come on now,
They thought a white lady and somebody your color was gonna make somebody Green Bay 69
exactly.
color.
It's like that is not proper. That is not proper.
I mean, let's be realistic. I mean, they're gonna make someone who. It's like Drake's son, basically.
Yeah, right, yeah, D-Don or whatever.
You gotta squint your eyes to see it and be like,
back in the 20s and 30s, he could have passed.
Exactly right. There would have been no issue. He was Jewish, that was a problem. But aside from that,
Oh, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
He would have been at the lynching. It's been like, whoa, thank God it ain't me right there. And been like, win another day and stuff. So yeah, it would been crazy and whatnot.
If it wasn't bad enough to have Drake as a dad, I mean, now you got to deal with all this racism. Yeah, this is definitely the best era for D-Don. What the fuck is that kid's name? All I know is how he was referred to in the Pusha T song.
His name is
Adonis.
My bed. No, it is. Yeah, it is my bed.
Adonis.
It's my bed.
It's Adonis. My bed. It's Adonis. My bed. Graham.
Well, let's also not forget that Pusha T fucked over Drake too by fucking over his sneaker line named after his son, who he was going to announce to the world through his sneaker line. So 2 wins for Pusha T and 0 wins for Aubrey.
Yeah. Oh man, Drake has taken a lot of L's. I mean, he was practically in a wheelchair after that. But this is what I want to talk about with you, Green Bay 69. You are a known conspiracy theorist, known public menace, veteran of divorce court 3 times over. I wanted to ask you about some of these misconceptions Americans seem to have. It seems like a lot of Americans seem to think that the media does not understand them. Now, this was actually really interesting. This data comes from the Pew Research Center. They were saying that basically amongst people who are Democrat or lean Democrat, they feel like the media does not understand them as people in terms of their social identity. So they feel like, if you're a black person, they don't understand the black experience, blah blah blah. People who are Republican or lean Republican say that the media does not understand them politically the most. So most of them think that the media fucks up the most, not understanding their political beliefs. Do you think that the media is trustworthy in general? Do you think there are instances where maybe they're not believable? When the media claims that when they I think for a while I was like, oh, what's with all these fake news Trump people? But then I saw these articles saying, oh, you need to watch The Good Place. But when I watched The Good Place, that show kind of sucked. So I mean, I was like, yeah, the media is not very trustworthy. What do you think?
Right. Well, to ask a question, if the media is
Illuminati,
trustworthy, it's like asking, would you trust a meth head to give you a sandwich? It's questions like that. My brother John, I say is The media, no, it's not trustworthy. I can't trust the media. Like, if case in point, this is the same media that's responsible for the Spanish American War. By having a smear campaign against the Spaniards back in the late 1800s, and because of the smear campaign, a lot of young, brave men, albeit mostly racist man,
Yeah, so if they
went to
die,
war
it's,
and got shut up and stuff. Now, the downside is that within all those brave racist men, there were some young black men who got killed. But the upside is that a lot of racist white men got killed and stuff. So I think so in a way, the media basically is, while it doesn't tell the truth, it does a necessary evil, if you know what I mean.
Interesting. No, we definitely get that for sure.
No, I definitely agree, because the media will have you believe that the white people have won every war they ever been in. Exactly. Or every battle. When if you listen to some Haitian history, you'll find out quickly that shit is false McGee.
Exactly.
Yeah. Very true. A lot of slave revolts happened in Haiti, and they really stuck it to them. I wish more African Americans took that mentality. I think a lot of us have kind of a defeatist mentality. Look at Tyler Perry's movie lineup. I mean, these are terrible, and so many of us are just convinced that this is as good as black cinema gets. And all these people in my family just swear they gotta go watch Tyler Perry movies. It's like, yo, why do we have this attitude of oh, this is the best black people can do? This is all we deserve. Black people need to start asking for more and stop watching Tyler Perry movies.
What goes on in the Tyler Perry's writer room? They'll be like, hey, what black on black crime can we exploit this time?
All right, here we go. So this is the only story black people can ever internalize. A woman, and then a bald-headed abusive husband, and then she needs Jesus. All right, bro.
And then she ends up with a guy with braids.
Exactly. He looks like me, and he's light skinned. What do you think, Green Bay 69? Do you think black people should ask for more?
Right. What you're saying is that black people, we need maybe our own black Steven Spielberg. His name is Stefan Johnson. He comes from the mean streets of Akron, Ohio.
Okay. Is Jordan Peele our Steven Spielberg?
Jordan Peele?
Because he's been open about, I'm not casting any white leads in my movies. I already seen that movie. He's been open about, just making black stories that don't necessarily have us always being the victim.
Right. I would say he's more of a black Hitchcock, if that makes sense.
Agreed.
Okay.
He's right there in the shadows, staring at you, making sure you enjoy his film. If you don't, he's going to kill you tonight. And you don't want Jordan Peele to kill you. You want to please him. You don't want him to come at you with a butcher knife and yelling "Get out! Get out! Get out!" over and over again. You don't want that. You don't want that at all. You don't want him to be saying, "It could have been us. It could have been us," over and over again as he's stabbing you. And then, he says, "Try soon," and that's just that's the last end of that riff. But
yeah, I would hate for him to be like Mad TV,
exactly.
or
I got another question for you. It seems like all types of races get to have their extremists. We have the Alex Joneses of the world. We have do us as black people, do we have an appointed extremist, and is he championed the way white people are allowed to be extreme and have a following?
So, Brother Sean, I would say there are two who upheld the title of being the extremist for black people. One, without doubt, he's multi-talented. He's done everything from music, film, television, modeling. Tyrese.
Oh, okay. All right. Out of left field. Okay.
He's got emotional range.
Exactly. And the other one, she, can say things are a bit wild. She's done everything. She's done things that are amazing. She's been, around the game since she was a child. Keke Palmer.
There we go.
Palmer. So I would say they are what is of the black extremism for the mainstream for us. I would say it's
I
different.
think so too. Yes, I mean, just an Aquila and the Bee. She just knows every word and doesn't make a mistake. It's like, come on,
Exactly. Yeah.
everyone. I mean, not everyone can be me. Like I am the Henderson Middle School's 8th grade spelling bee champion. I mean, maybe I might, kill that shit, but I mean, it's just not believable that what's his name, Morpheus is like trains her in like a month and she knows every word. I mean, come on.
You don't believe that shit. You don't believe
Right.
it. But it's her revolutionary tactics that make you believe that she can be able to spell everything. It's her thinking. It's her mindset. It's her recognizing that I got to get out of this prison called home. Angela Bassett is working overtime so my ass can find a successful career, a successful life, and I need to own that shit. And that's what you see. And seeing that film made me realize, oh shit, she's gonna lead our people one day.
That's right. So
Get
see,
us out of this mess, this horrible, evil mess, basically.
Is it Kiki Palmer 2024?
I mean, and Kiki Palmer, if you're watching, please disregard everything I'm saying. I would love to go on a date with you. But yeah, CDKATL says, what is extremist about Kiki Palmer aside from how gorgeous she is? Well, I'll tell you this. She like I said, she puts out all these messages, all this stuff. And she might have mind control manipulation going on for her. Let me tell you this story. My dad, for years, didn't know what Kiki Palmer's name was or couldn't remember it or couldn't give a shit. So he just kept calling her Aquila and the Bee, no matter which role she was in. He would just keep calling her Aquila and the Bee.
Oh,
She on Wildin' Out. Look, they got Aquila and the Bee on Wildin' Out.
Exactly.
Well, I say that, it's more to do with, certain people recognizing, a certain role that a person has, and they don't want to know the person's name. They just want to know that role they have, so they attach to it. Like, for me, you guys call him Tom Hanks. I call him a man that was definitely a black guy in a past life. Like,
His son might have
say
been.
that when I see Tom Hanks. When I see someone like John Krasinski, I always say, hapless, lovable white guy y'all like. That's who I think. Or when I see someone like, I don't know, Coldplay, I just say sad British people music. Like it's pointless to recognize people's actual names and just call them from what you know them from and not learn anything else about them whatsoever.
That's the way to go. Now, I want to ask this question to you and Sean. Sean, try to answer this question like you're not looking at the monitor that I'm also looking at right now.
I haven't looked at any of these figures,
Okay,
so
okay,
I
good.
can't read.
Good. Okay, perfect. Yeah, stay illiterate. So I want to ask you this, Green Bay 69, because a lot of Americans have been having some, hand wringing about different groups, different immigration groups, like who's coming through, like what's going on with them, these different groups coming through. So and a lot of Americans are certain that they know what group of people is all coming up in America. I want to ask you this: what do you think is the fastest growing racial or ethnic group in the U.S. in the last 20 years? What ethnic group do you think is the fastest growing?
In the last 20 years?
The last 20 years, what do I think is the fastest growing racial and ethnic group?
Since 2000.
Since 2000. Since
Y2K. Who's
Y2K.
coming up?
Okay, so that's some George W. Bush money right there.
Since Ray Lewis killed that guy at the Super Bowl in Atlanta.
Right.
Allegedly.
I would say the fastest growing.
Since Kiki Palmer's first movie. All right, go ahead.
What I'd say is the Canadians. If you really look back in 2000, Canadians were slowly taking over everything.
Damn.
Bieber. We got Arcade
you got a
Fire.
good point.
Yeah, we got what's the
We got The Weeknd, Tory Lanez, Drake, Justin Bieber.
Oh fuck.
We got all of them. So they came over here. First, they took our style. You honestly think any Canadians could dance like what they? No, that's some Black American nigga shit. Like, they took our style now. They taken our woman.
They appropriated it.
Exactly. Now that before the next thing you know, they'll be in our neighborhoods, going to Jamba Juice and everything. So I would have to say Canadians are basically the ones that are causing this, train of mishappenings going on in this country that we
They
all
are
in.
they are suspicious. Let me add this too.
I have a different pick. My pick is the sleeper pick. I like that Canadian pick because the Canadians mainstream their voice has risen tremendously. They're loud and proud.
And we need to put a stop to them.
My pick is the sleeper, the quiet killer, the quiet assassin. The person who doesn't need to be in the front of the camera, but they're behind the scenes making it happen. The person who owns the liquor stores, the hair stores, the spots we love to get our chicken wings and rice from. The Asians have been killing it. The nail salons, and recently they said Black Lives Matter. Hold my beer. Stop Asian hate. They fucking trumped us. And Donald Trump couldn't even stop it.
Exactly.
I feel like in the last 20 years, the Asians have been dominating the game. Yao Ming, it's like Jeremy Lin.
The Falcons kicker is an Asian guy. There we go, man. You would have never thought that, but that's the truth.
Every NBA player, when they can't hang in the league no more, they go over to Asia and get another $1 million.
They play in China and just dunk on everybody because everybody's 5'9" over here. But yeah, that's the thing. That's the truth. Asian Americans are the fastest growing racial ethnic group in the U.S. Canadians, it's not a bad pick because they can be voracious. Drake not only tries to claim our culture, he's insatiable. He goes and then he tries to get Caribbean culture too. He's talking about I need a one dance.
No,
like, come on, man.
He wants the South. He wants the African. He wants the West Indies. Right. And then he still views from the six. He's like, yo, where are y'all from? Oh, no, I'm that too.
What he meant was views from the 6 continents where he's trying to steal every culture like Thanos or some shit. Rebate 69, do you feel like most Americans are... Do you think that most Americans have picked up that Asian Americans are the fastest growing racial ethnic group? Because me personally, I thought that we were fucking the most. I thought that us or Latinos were fucking the most. Apparently, Asians are out fucking us. But do you feel like most Americans are kind of cognizant of this, or do you think that it's kind of snuck up on them, and maybe that's why there's been kind of like this weird unrest going on between Asian Americans and the rest of the country?
I think. To answer that question, we all have to go back to that great, great story of an Asian immigrant who came over to America, opened up a business, and took in a young man as an apprentice. That story is the story of Mr. Miyagi.
I was going to say, is this the last dragon, Bruce Leroy? Who are you talking about?
No, Mr. Miyagi, he's the pinnacle of the Asian American experience. He's gone from an internment camp to fighting in World War II, but he ended up killing his own people, basically. So that sent him into the shell shock of sorts. And on top of that, he lost his wife in childbirth in the internment camp. And other than that, too, so then now he has to move away from dad's section to a new life as both a handyman and a landlord. And then along the way, he meets this foul-mouthed New Jersey kid named
Jaden Smith.
And he's
no, this was the white one, right?
That's right. Yeah, I'm fucking around.
Yes. And he's like, not sure about this kid, of course, but this kid has parts and ability and beauty. And Mr. Miyagi says,
and white skin.
White, too. And he was like, you could have been the son that didn't die in childbirth for me. And so underneath that, he takes him under his wings and he brings him close together. So I would say, using that as an example, I think we have known for a while that the Asians have gotten the shit down and that they will continue to get the shit down for, I don't know when the apocalypse will happen, but or when this is all going to burn down to the ground, but they're right here, and like my hands out of the frame, but they're up
That's
there.
how great they're doing. Your hands out of the frame.
Yeah, they're on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
They might have adopted Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Shit, I mean, you never know.
As soon as he met Bruce Lee in that movie, this nigga has been zen.
If you watch a racial draft skit on Chappelle's show, they got Wu-Tang Clan too. They actually made them Chinese. So and that's the thing. It's that America's strength is its diversity. The fact that different people can come here. I mean, all these White Lives Matter people. How many of them are Lakers fans? So I mean, they're already talking about with the black people or blah blah blah. Well, LeBron. If you don't want him, we'll take him, and he can play.
I know they're not calling Alex Caruso the GOAT.
Exactly. They watch just for him. Like that's their hero. They all got like Caruso jerseys and shit. But that's the thing, is that this is American strength. It's like I had Younghoe Koo, the Falcons kicker. He's Korean American and a graduate of Georgia Southern, Hail Southern True Blue. And he helped carry my fantasy team to a victory. I beat all these other guys. Everyone else in the fantasy league is white, and I beat all of them using my Korean American kicker, who got me at least double-digit points every game. And it's PPR, so I need him. And so that's the thing, is that I can't help but note that America does better when it's more diverse and when we're getting along. And so this is what I want to ask you, Green Bay 69. Do you think that all these, kind of like alt-right QAnon people, do you think they pose a real threat to America's safety and security? Or do you think that, maybe they really are just like a bunch of guys who they think that, they can't fuck, so now they think that like America's imploding?
Well, to answer that very, very, very calculating question, we got to look into the main, nexus of it all. Most of these, alt-righters, neo-Nazis, they got to start when they were young by playing some Xbox Live. Now, we're all the same age. So you remember when Xbox Live was a big thing. You got at home after school, you would come, your Xbox, play live, play some good old Call of Duty, yell things like, fuck you, fuck your mom's titties. And you felt powerful in a way, because you could do things. But then, lo and behold, you came across a kid and said, yeah, fuck you, nigger. And that kid, right now, that kid, he is running for state senate in a way. And so,
exactly.
It's a thing that we got to ask yourself. The question is, in some ways, yes, it is a bit dangerous, but other ways, I think some of these guys just need to get fucked. I mean, I think that's the real issue. They just need to get fucked. Like, I mean, fucked. Like, I don't know what another term for plow boating is, but they need to get plow boating. I mean, they need to get like.
Okay, so to backtrack a little bit, when we speak of the QAnons, do you feel we're talking about a specific race or a specific creed of people?
I would say that we're talking more about. I would say we're talking about a specific group of people who, life wasn't really great for them growing up. For some of them, they feel the government has abandoned them, which is true in some cases. But they have kind of gotten misguided. Instead of recognizing that, the government's corrupt, what they really think is the government is corrupt because they're a bunch of pedophiles. Not corrupt because they're rich. That's separate from the equation. They don't recognize that that you can be both rich and a pedophile. So they don't recognize a rich pedophile. They said rich pedophiles, and they would have had a point, but they simply just think pedophile, and now their mind's just focused on that. They're not focusing on the fact that there's a rich guy fucking them over. They just think, it's just a regular ass pedophile fucking me over, not a rich pedophile fucking me over. So so I feel like when they get that, they were able to get
in the chat, drink every time he says pedo.
You'll be dead.
Yeah, well, it's 2021, guys. What's up? And so
don't say the P word.
Yeah, so it's I think it's that's what's going on with these group of people. I think they're confused, afraid, maybe a racist. Yeah, I'm racist, but I believe that if you are able to show them the way and make them realize that, there is conspiracy, but it's not the conspiracy you think it is, and you get them on your side at the end.
No, I definitely agree with that, and I feel like Yeah, they probably are just. I think they've noticed real problems, but they kind of like got a little off track. Like, I think they've noticed that it seems like the money and power are kind of being sapped away from the working people of America, and have been kind of like almost like kind of evaporating up into this cloud of these like rich people and these politicians that don't give a shit about us, and probably Kiki Palmer too, who is a known extremist. And so, all these rich people are kind of absorbing all this wealth and power. And I think a lot of people are just feeling disempowered. And, now that we have the internet, you can see a bunch of stuff. So all of a sudden, your buddy Dave from down the street is like, hey, I know why you feel that way. It's because Hillary Clinton has a Chuck E. Cheese. And if you go down, like, if you open up this hatch in the floor, then you can go down and, it's like Five Nights at Freddy's. And, they got all these, like, these like robots and alien people and lizards that will like eat baby brains and shit. So then you're like, oh fuck, like that's why I lost my job. And now you get down, and these guys, they go down these rabbit holes, and I think that at the end of the day, Hillary Clinton couldn't beat a clown to the presidency, so how is she so effective at covering up this pedophile operation in a Papa John's,
Oh yes, definitely.
We'll let you guys think on that. Basically, here's some of the shit I want to get into. And if you're in our chat, tell us what you're drinking. Even if you're sober and you're just drinking, whatever you want. Shit is crazy out here. But I want to add this too. It seems like Black, white, and Hispanic Americans also give very different reasons for why they feel the news media doesn't understand them. It seems like all U.S. adults, generally, the two main things they think the media doesn't get are people's political views and interpreting kind of their social and economic class. But white people, almost like wholesale, like a vast majority of white people think that the main thing the media doesn't get is their political views. Meanwhile, a majority of black people think that the media doesn't get their personal characteristics. Like, they don't understand who we are. Hispanic people say it's a matter of personal interest.
That's because all the media, they be like, oh, we want to appeal to black people? Let's go.
Exactly. Hey, if you need a loan, hey, don't fucking groan, call us.
Yeah. Right. And we be like, oh my God.
Exactly. And they all start doing it. Matter of fact, I'm going to go off the beat path a little bit. Now, Green Bay 69, I want to hear what you have to say on this, but I want our audience to hear this Ben Carson, this guy that ran for president. He tried to appeal to us using a hip hop ad, and I'm gonna play the audio from this, and I want people to listen to this and try to tell me.
Yeah, what up? I'm Benny C.
Yeah.
This election season, fuck with your boy.
Exactly. Yo, dap me up, bitch. Oh, there's multiple of these. Let's see if I can pull this up.
Socialism ain't that bad.
Ben Carson 2016. Vote and support Ben Carson for our next president and be awesome.
America became a great nation early on, not because it was flooded with politicians, but because it was flooded with people who understood.
All right, so this track is ass. I want to say he's probably not going to be on the.
Ben Carson has he has your problem, where if I heard the N-word coming from his voice, I'm like, who is this nigga? Who is this White Lives Matter supporter?
I was just like, man, I'll tell you who's not going to be on the XXL freshman list for 2021. Green Bay 69. Do you feel like the main what do you think is what the media gets wrong about Black America?
Well,
aside from thinking we would like that song.
Right. Well, I would say first of all that song, it needed more of a slavery is only a mindset beat.
So Kanye should have produced it, is what you're saying.
Kanye should have produced it. Maybe we could have gotten some good old little Peep. To make some beats and stuff. I would say that the media's way of trying to dance towards black people's struggles.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Listen, you hit the nail with the hammer. Why do they want to make us dance through all our pain?
Yes, exactly. It's like the McDonald's ads. You remember how those, you know how those black people
With
ads for
Mary J.
McDonald's.
Blige, the chicken and nuggets, the chicken, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like they do in a way where they make the hip hop beats going through that they act like well, it's always commercial where it's this one black guy who has like the basketball in one hand and a Big Mac in the other hand.
He's got one pant leg up and a headband on.
Exactly. He's going to high school, he got scholarship and whatnot. And
he's got a headband, a do-rag, and a hat. It's like, how many things do you need on your head, black man?
Exactly. And it was like, yo, did y'all see Calvin today? Yo, man, I saw Calvin today at all, man. Yo, Calvin, I heard he's going to do it well. He's making it good. He's making it live. And then it's always like, McDonald's is proud to present You Are a Nigga scholarship.
Exactly.
That's a nigga who can never succeed in life. Ba, 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 ba. Y'all eat that shit. Like, it's always a thing that you always have to be wondering, like, why us? Why? And my theory is that when the upcoming race war happens, they're trying to get the black people become sedated so we don't become the champions of the race war, where we don't send them to the throne on one hand, and we have both the heads of a cop and of a soul cycle instructor on a spike. And I think that's the real reason they're doing this, because they recognize that, oh shit, there was an actual race war. We would die, and the black people would be the victors, and we would. We gotta murder them. That's what I'm trying to say, y'all.
To add on to that, I think it's fucked up that black people don't necessarily choose their spokesperson or champion. Our champion or spokesperson is normally picked for us, and it's picked by who the media deems is safe. So by the time that we pick somebody that we feel like has our best interest and has the fire and fight in their heart to actually make some changes, they're so overrun by a media onslaught that we'll turn against them before the whites do. It goes back to the point that you said before about we necessarily don't have our own media, so we're leaving the other side to tell us what is right and wrong.
Yes. Well, it's like we have some media, but we have like the only ones I could say are like revolts and all the black blacks. But I think they're not going to lead us in that revolution. At the end, they're going to be writing about leading us in the revolution, but they won't actually lead us in a revolution. So I think we're at a crossroads where we're like, do I want to go with this McDonald's patronizing tone, or do I want to go with this guy who didn't realize he was black until last night? Like it's a hard one really to deal with and everything. And I think that we're at a crossroads right now. I think the next best thing is, maybe bring back segregation and form our own black country, not Africa per se. We make something like that's like call it FUBU, and it's a country for us by us, and it's just us, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful land. No one who's not a FUBU is allowed in. So.
Exactly.
It'd be amazing.
There we go. I love it. Or maybe Fila, we just make the whole thing Atlanta, and I would like that a lot, man. It'd be a lot of strip clubs, be a good time, I think. Man, sports would be difficult. But yeah, I think that, no, I definitely agree. I think that, I'm not a segregation supporter, but I mean, whatever makes it so that I don't have to hear all these Trump supporting rappers and all that shit. Whatever it takes to make that happen. If I don't have to hear Tom McDonald anymore and like that white dude with dreads who thinks that he raps about PC culture. If I don't have to hear that, we'll let whatever happens.
Agreed.
And I agree with that. And I want to thank Green Bay 69, known conspiracy theorist, public menace, wanted criminal, and regular on Jerry Springer. I want to thank him for joining us today. I also want to thank my co-host Sean Connor for coming through, and everyone in our chat. Shout out everybody in our chat. Thank you so much for being here. This has been Politics as Usual. I have been, currently am, and will always be Jonathan Hollis, unless I have an awakening later on and I become transgender. And you're watching Politics as Usual. Thank you so much. Good night, and assalamu alaikum.